Okay, so as many people in the camera community know, Lumix just released a brand new camera. It's called the L10, and as somebody who loves travel-centric based cameras, I felt like if I could get an opportunity to get my hands on with it, I would. And Lumix Base here in Alma have like a touch and test session, which that's where I'm heading now. So I want to go and check out this camera, see what it's all about. And I've seen a lot of complaints about it, and I've seen like why people seem to not like this camera, and then I've seen a lot of reasons why people are for this camera. And for me personally, I think I've found the reason why people are a little bit confused. I think they're comparing it in the wrong way, but we're going to go and check out the camera first. Going to get a little bit hands-on with it. There are some contentious issues for me as well, but let's go to Lumix and let's go and see if we can get our hands on this Lumix L10. So it's a glorious 30 degrees day here in Tokyo. Now we've just been to the Lumix base, and I wasn't expecting that many people to be there, but that room was filled with people. But got to talk about the L10. Such an interesting camera. Clearly it's derived from the Lumix LX100. A lot of people enjoyed that camera, but it was time for like an upgrade on that sort of design. And I think what they've done, I mean, they had this like mission statement sort of written on the side, and it was talking about the aim with the L10 rather than the LX10 is to have a capable everyday companion. So it's less about it being compact in size, but I mean, they've kind of done themselves a slight injustice by calling it a compact camera where it's not. So I think Marcus Pix is certainly within his rights to feel like the camera is just not small enough. But then when we compare it to other cameras on the market, I think we're comparing it incorrectly. We don't need to be comparing it to a GM5. What we need to be comparing it to is something like the X100 series from Fuji. I personally think it lends itself towards that sort of, you know, fixed lens, really premium, sleek body, styling's very nice. It's capable, and for $1,500, I actually think that's a good price. People love comparing prices of something that gets released to something that's been out for like 9 years or 7 years. Somebody was saying, oh, why wouldn't you just buy like the Sony RXR? I'm like, well, that was $5,000. You know, why wouldn't you buy the what's the other one, like the Mark 7? Is it not the latest one that came out, but it was like, oh yeah, but why don't you just buy the Mark 7 for $2,000? I'm like, well, because it's $2,000 and 9 years old, or 7 years old, and it just doesn't have the same capabilities, I don't think, personally. People love dogging on the 20 megapixel sensor, and I personally think that 20 megapixels is ample enough. I've shot campaigns now for Emirates with a 20 megapixel camera. Please, megapixels doesn't mean a camera is the be all and end all. It's really interesting what people choose to select as like the negatives. I think when it comes to the Lumix camera, we've been crying out for Micro Four Thirds to have a little bit of like ingenuity put inside of it, and I just think this camera is finally like a step in the right direction. Importantly, there was a lot of size comparisons being made there and then. I saw a guy, I think it was the GF7 or something, he had one of those, and he was comparing it side by side. People were comparing it side by side with the X100V, and size-wise, and I think a lot of the people that I saw that were doing those like comparisons in person, they got X100s, they got like a Deluxe 8s, and that's how this camera feels to me. It feels like it's more amongst that sort of premium everyday carry sort of line, and it just seems like every time a camera comes out, we just have to start dogging on it, and I've been, you know, the same with this as well. But when it comes to a camera like this, I think that like 1500, again, it's not going to be this price later down the line. This is going to come down in value. So, but as an everyday camera, and whether like this, it's like a perfect city camera to take around with you. It's one and done compact. It's microphone input. It's got, yeah, it's got everything it was lacking. A fully articulating screen. People are like, oh, it doesn't have a tilt screen, it sucks. And I'm like, well, that's a very specific thing to you. I like the camera because the things that I enjoy about the camera are very specific to me. What I'm looking for in a camera is, I am looking for weather sealing, so unfortunately it gets like a point deducted there. But video specs, I need something that's capable because I like doing this hybrid shooting. I love going out, taking photos and like spending the afternoon somewhere. But then I want to be able to make a vlog at the same time, and I want one camera to facilitate all of those needs. Now people say, oh, you know, you can shoot in 1080p, that's fine, but I can notice it. I kind of know what I want. I want 10-bit color. I want, you know, the ability to shoot 4K 60 and 4K 30, because I mean, with this camera, I only get 4K 30, 4K 20, cinema 4K 25. So I don't get to do like the slow-mo stuff when I want to do it. And yeah, those kind of things hold it back a little bit. But this L10, I think, is a really good camera. People complaining about a fixed lens because it's a 24-70, but it's also got this added, where it like crops in, it like got this added zoom that goes up to about 203 or 205 mil, which is fantastic. So that's why I put my camera and the L10 side by side, because I wanted to see size-wise how they looked, and it seems like it's pretty similar in size to my camera. But then when I looked at the lens fully extended and then pushed out all the way to like 205 mil, it seemed as though lengthwise and barrel-wise, and it all seems to kind of look around the same sort of size. So I was like, you know, that kind of range, and that kind of body, I think that's a really solid bet. But if you put the S9 and the L10 together, the L10 from the top view down, L10 is it's just much sleeker. The camera, the fully articulating screen sits inside of the body, so it's like flat and sleek, whereas the S9, it sits on the outside, because the S9's got such like bulk to it, that's how it feels. But the L10 just has this a much more sleeker feel in hand as well. I'm enjoying using it a hell of a lot more. The cool little like detail of having the titanium gold have its own color of menus as well gives it just, yeah, it's just got this really nice premium feel to it. I like it. It's a very stylish camera, and I think that's, you know, some people aren't bothered about looks of the camera, they just want functionality. But then there's some people that do care about looks of the camera, and you can't appease everybody, but what it does do is it appeases many people. I think it appeases more people than we give credit to, because when I was in that room, I was not expecting that many people to be there today to look at that. Pre-orders have been placed. I saw a handful of people placing pre-orders on that already. So I just think it's, I I think it's going to be a very popular camera for Panasonic. I think it's a step in the right direction. It's great to see what's going to happen later down the line. But look at the OM series if you want a comparable thing as well. It's like the OM5. I have the EM5 Mark III. The OM5 hasn't been worth the step up for me. They haven't made those jumps that I've wanted them to make with the internals. But Panasonic, in comparison from the Lumix LX100 to the L10, the jumps are leaps and bounds above the rest. Capability, you know, the focus on it being like a creative hybrid, but somebody can use it as a hobbyist or somebody as a professional can use it and really extract something out of it. I love that with that. I love that kind of ambition with a camera. I think that ability to be like, hey, look, I can give this to somebody who's starting out and be like, hey, this is the perfect camera to like, just go, see if you enjoy it. Now, price-wise, $1,500. Yeah, I mean, $1,500 is for the titanium gold version, or is it $1,400 US for the silver and black versions? I don't know, interesting pricing. A couple of years, maybe that comes down around £1,200, then we start looking at it as like a really solid deal. My issue is I've been looking online at secondhand prices. LX100 Mark II. Secondhand prices for those are astronomical. They're over $1,000 US for an LX100 Mark II, which is a camera that personally I feel size is excellent, but it just doesn't have the same capability as what the L10 does now. And the L10 is only a few hundred more than that. People want to keep talking about comparing it to the GM5. The GM5 is what we really want. Sure, but the GM5 has got like this cult following that's made that so expensive. The Olympus Pen, so expensive. A lot of these second-hand cameras are becoming extremely expensive. I personally think if you want a compact camera, go and buy a second-hand one off eBay that's like a little farty thing that you can take and you can go and have fun with. And we see a bunch of people here, they go and buy those old style mid-2000s compact cameras and they're having a lot of fun with them. Just taking them out with them, and they're like that big. There's no reason why the stuff that hasn't gone before is, you know, still available, still there for people, and it's cheap, it's ready. But if you are somebody who is, like I say, I think hybrid creator, this sort of camera is perfect for you. It really is perfect for you. Lumix are still releasing compact cameras. I feel like a lot of companies have been quite tentative with that as a space as well. They're not really committing to making, you know, those really, you know, in like a really insane compact camera, because then the debate comes in, when are they stepping on the toes of a phone? See, because phones, you know, they always say, oh, this is what the old, you know, this is what the old Lumix was doing, this is what the old, you know, Casio XLMs and stuff, like, this is what these companies were doing before, but the phone cameras weren't half as good as what they are now. And if somebody wants a camera on the go, why don't you just get an iPhone? They're going to use it for the functionality of the phone, but then they're going to use the camera side of it as well. Heck, some of the shots in this video have been shot with my iPhone. One thing I will say that I love about it is the integration of the Lumix Lab. I think what's fantastic, and I used to dog on the S9, like I thought it was a really poor camera when it came out. I dogged on the S9 because I didn't understand it, but there was only one review at the time that I think really emphasized and made me realize now, after using it for professional work, that the connectivity side of what Lumix has done, not just with Lumix Lab app, but with those cameras, with the LUTs, the connectivity is awesome. It's super awesome. I've got a friend, and when we was in park, he was filming these guys playing the banjo, and I was filming it as well on my camera. And then in that moment, he was able to get it over onto his phone and then airdrop it to them, and then have that conversation. And I'm like, that brought those people together, instead of it being like, hey, have you got an email address or something? And I never end up contacting them because you forget about it later down the line. It's like in that moment, being able to connect with somebody. I was like, when Cam Mackey did his review on the S9, I totally understood it. It was that moment where once I saw it in person and I'd used it, I got what he was saying. That's what he was saying. It's the most amount of fun he's ever had with a camera, at a camera launch. Like running around the city with people, like sharing LUTs and connecting with people and sending stuff over straight away. And he was like, I've just not had that sort of community spirit, that sort of like connectivity with other people at the same time. I think the integration of that in this new camera as well, I just think it's something that's quite unique in the camera space. I mean, there's always been like this transfer to phone sort of apps, but I think when it comes to having that direct connectivity with the audience in the moment, I think there's something pretty special about that as well. So camera, I think it depends on what you're looking for. This camera is an option for travel, definitely an option for travel, but no weather sealing, so you got to be a little bit careful about that. Well, to my knowledge, no weather sealing. Single card slot. I also love that the battery is the same as the other Lumix batteries as well. So if you was rocking a, I don't know, an S5 II or something as your main, you want a little pocket something as a backup, you get the L10. Get the L10. The batteries are the same going across. It seems just pretty straightforward. Pick up and go. What else was I going to say? They're chasing butterflies. What a glorious day. What a glorious day today is. But what did I say last year? I said, if you watch my What's in My Camera Bag last year, I was talking about Lumix and Micro Four Thirds, and I said, and I was talking about the GX9 at the time, but I have also always thought the LX100 needed a little bit more spice. I've said it should be something that's more comparable to like the X100V. You've got that fixed lens, but it's got more versatility. You give it more of a premium feel, and they went and did that. That's what they've done now, and I think that's good. But last year I was saying, look, Lumix, put a little bit of barbecue sauce on it, let it marinate a little. And then what did they go and do? They put some barbecue sauce on it and made it titanium gold. If you understand the landscape of the connectivity, creativity on a hybrid sort of level, there's always like a compromise or something that's being switched. Whereas I feel as though with this camera, there are a lot less compromises because they've integrated that GH7 sensor, that it's just inherited these new video benefits from it, even if that wasn't the intention. But I think it's interesting. It's interesting that Micro Four Thirds is getting a little run at the moment. We've got an excellent option in the Lumix L10. It's an option that I would buy. I would actually buy it with my own cash. I don't own it, I don't have it. I'm not partnered with Lumix or anything. I'm completely independent. Whilst I am here in Tokyo, I was not invited to Lumix in Osaka. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. The last time I did one of these, people were quite contentious about, oh, you just care about video features and that kind of thing. But I think if you're a hybrid creator, you're always trying to maximize the best of both worlds, or try and get the best of both worlds. And I think that's one thing that the camera community hasn't quite understood yet, is that like not every camera is made for what you're wanting to do. And that being said, it's great having a mixture of opinions, and I'm more than happy to engage in some wonderful debates below. But let me know what you guys think about this one. And the next video, we're going to Chrme.Shwty Wisteria Festival. Already shot, partly edited, and I'll bring that up as soon as possible. This camera release kind of like caught me off guard. But with that being said, I'll see you guys. Thank you all for your continued support. We're right near 500 now, which is insanity. And yeah, again, see you in the next one.